Hi, and welcome everyone to the industry. Today we have a very special show here today. We are here with the cast and crew, writer, director, Reggie here of Sisters.
It's groovy.
What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for being my guest here today. We have Angie here and we have Alexis here. But I want to start off with Reggie first. Reggie, this amazing film was written and directed by you also. Let me know your process of developing a script like this. Right? Where was the idea? Where did it come from? Influences, all that good stuff.
Well, I mean, you should know you were there when we
Well, this is for the
started it.
audience.
No, it was a short film that I wrote about a year now,
Mm-hmm.
a little over a year.
Over,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just kind of kicking it in the studio.
Right.
Trying to find our next wave of what we're gonna do, what we're gonna
Right.
go into,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember just sitting back as we were thinking, and I was like, yo, I want something relatable or something that, you know, can, kind of pause the people a little bit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And so was just thinking of scenarios and situations that can be a little, abstract at times or different. And then it just kind of brought me to a place where, for me, I know just the person I am sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
very giving, loving,
Mm-hmm.
caring. Sometimes that stuff can be overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to write something that was similar to a notion of, don't take the people that love you for granted,
Absolutely.
or
Mm-hmm.
those that, or by your side,
Mm-hmm.
for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I thought of sisters, and the reasons why, we didn't go with brothers
Right.
was because, I just appreciate the bond that sisters have,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes as a father of a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the different side, from the other side, you understand the emotions,
Mm-hmm.
you understand the bond.
Mm-hmm.
My sister being the only sister of four boys,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, all I know is boys, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, I wanted to venture in a little different. And so, from there, it just kind of, the rest is history from there.
So you think if this film would have been totally different if this was called Brothers? Is that what you say?
I mean, no, but what I'm saying is I was more so going into why I chose, females.
Females
versus,
over
what I
over
mean?
guys.
You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, tell a story the best I could from, a female, in terms of that sister,
Mm-hmm.
bond, or just, women in general, right?
Right.
The relationship that women can have.
Right.
But I do know that, sisters do have a special bond. And I know twins. I have twins in my family. I know twins. There is always a different type of vibe that twins carry
Mm-hmm.
versus just, being regular siblings.
Right. Someone was right. Yeah. Now, was there a movie that influenced you at all to write this?
Um, Not off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, I try to. I don't necessarily try to stay away from influences, but as so much as I try to just kind of create a story that's unique
Mm-hmm.
and relatable.
Right.
Obviously, you've got remakes and everything. Everybody makes everything all over again.
Right,
With their own
yeah.
perspective and twist, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm trying to be, just far left guy,
Mm.
but for me, definitely, I try to tap into my own imagination, my own creativity to see what I can bring to the table,
Mm-hmm.
when writing or creating.
Right. Being yourself. Right. Okay. So let's talk about the casting process. If I do remember, we had about 35 people that inquired about this project. It was
Me, I know it was a
my
lot of
my
people, that's
email
all I
was
know.
like every day it was blown. But you know the funny thing about it? It wasn't about your characters. It was more about everybody wanted to be a doctor for some reason. Like I couldn't
we
understand that, right?
definitely did. Get
Remember
a
we
lot of
we got a
people.
lot of people that inquired
Um,
about being doctors
Yeah,
in
they,
this
they
movie.
like dropped out. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not the doctor.
I'm not-
out
I'm
here.
not want
It's
it.
like,
Yeah, it
okay,
was
like,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, but we had a 2-day process of casting, and I want to talk about real quick about some other people that are not here today, but the mother and the father who play important role in the script, Tammy and David. How did we find them? I mean, we knew we worked with David and Tammy both previously, but when I should say it's not how we found them, but they have played mother and father before in other projects, and I thought the chemistry that they had in their projects would be cool to transition into sisters. and it really did work on screen in our movie here. But the doctor, the audition hosts, the auditioners, all that. Tell me about the process of getting that right and making sure these characters fit too.
Well, I mean, if you remember the script, a lot of the dialogue went to these ladies here.
Mm-hmm.
So everything else was, a lot of action, important roles that helped make the film what it was and help, allow these ladies to, and their characters to flourish, right? Like, for example, what's the character? The boss.
Mr. Jordan.
Mr. Jordan, right? Love his character in the
Right.
film and what he brought and his energy to that.
Shout out
right?
to Haseen.
Yeah, shout out,
Yeah.
man. So and his energy to that character,
Mm-hmm.
brought life to Casey's situation. We'll just leave it at that, right?
Right.
But it brought life to a realism to that situation. So I would say in all, using that as an example, picking the right characters. Or picking the right actors and actresses to
For
fit
the
the
characters,
characters,
right.
right? Was very important.
As well as,
We ran into some bumps, obviously, and and I think, that's normal. But I think for what we were able to accomplish and who we were able to bring on, I mean, I think we made a hell of a film.
oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. So let's bring on the ladies now to talk about their roles here.
All right.
Angie and Alexis are here. Casey and Stacy. So let's go back to the beginning of the audition process for y'all too. For Alexis, I remember your audition. Actually, your monologue made the movie.
It did.
Yeah, we had to tweak it a little bit, but it definitely made the movie. And I remember your audition being so eye opening for us. Because remember, we're behind the scene. He's the writer, I'm the producer, but we were looking. Y'all two roles were very important for the script, obviously.
I mean, cheat code, full disclosure, he won't say it, but like when y'all walked out individually, we had kind of already knew.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. I was
it was
gonna-
just more
I was
so,
gonna about it,
obviously,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I was getting there.
Yeah,
Thank you, spoiler. But yeah, but yeah, I had no idea we was gonna pick you. So, right? But no, your monologue was impressive, very impressive, because we struggled with making sure that character was perfect. And then I've worked with Angie before, right? But the funny thing about working with Angie before, I saw you in a different character. It was humorous.
Yes.
When we did the first time. Seeing you come in and do your performance for your monologue was like breathtaking. I was like, wow. And when you left, like we just said, like he spoiled it, we had like, that's her, that's
Right.
Stacy, because we needed that powerful. Okay, good.
No, I just wanted to add, too, like, one of the complexities that James and and it wasn't really difficult, obviously, from our choice, but one of the things that we had talked about when making the film was how are we going to get twins, right? Like, twins can definitely, they don't have to look like, fraternal, for twins. And so, like, we stuck to, well, let's make the characters relatable in that, that sisterhood, right? So it's like, okay, you don't have to look alike, but your characters fit so well, as sisters that it was like, okay, well, we'll write it,
Right.
that way. And so, and I think it worked out beautifully.
So, all right, so I'd like to hear from y'all on y'all early thoughts. So when y'all first read the script, what did y'all think it was going to be like? How excited you was or what?
I was very excited. Just reading through it, I was like, okay, I can make this work because, not to spoil the movie, but I know this situation. It's familiar to me. I
Okay.
can relate to it, and I could bring a character to life based off of what I've experienced in my life. So I was like, okay, I could do that. But the challenge was the complexities of the emotions. So I was like, okay, like putting myself in this mind frame, how am I going to go about depicting this character and the emotional realm that she's going through, because it's a lot. She has a lot at stake. The stakes are pretty high,
Right.
and to like portray that, what can I do? And I was like, okay, it came down to just making a choice. All right, what do
Okay.
I want to do, and how am I going to do it? And I just stuck with it. So it made it easy to just say like, okay, forget everything else and just stick with what I choose to do,
Right.
and let's see how it goes from there.
Good. What about you, Alexis? Like, yeah.
So when I first read the script, it was funny because I kind of scrolled to the auditioning scene,
Mhm.
and there was like a clip, like a quote in there where I was like, "Are they making fun of me?"
Yeah. I remember the interview you said that.
Yes,
Yeah. She
because
thought
like
we was nitpicking on her.
yes,
Yeah.
it's the words, and like the thing is, Casey's character fits my personality so well.
Mhm.
So when I played her, I thought it was just so fun. Like it felt like I got to like take a pocket out of my own self and kind of just really express myself through this role.
Mhm.
So when I was like reading through the script, I was like, oh, perfect. There's some times where I get to be funny. There's
Right.
times where people get to laugh at me and stuff like that, you know?
Mhm.
And just being able to portray a character like that on a screen, I
Mhm.
think it's like, you know, you appreciate the other roles, but like when there's always a serious movie, you always remember that one part that made you laugh. Like, oh my God, you remember when that
Right.
happened?
Right. Yeah.
And,
It
like,
stands out. Yeah.
Exactly. And then with Mr. Jordan, that scene was so fun
Yeah.
to film. So
Yeah, it
fun
was.
to film.
It's definitely my favorite scene when I watch it. Yeah, it definitely is. So, what were any, if there were any challenging scenes for y'all at all in filming this?
There were. I don't know. Like, should I talk? There
Yeah, you
is,
could. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, please.
yeah. Let her
a
loose.
part in the scene where in the film where I do have to get really emotional and you know, like just to put myself in a situation where okay, like all right, this is a health crisis. Like
Right.
now I have to portray a health crisis, and like you really have to like be in that moment in that realm. And I was like, oh my God, like it could get a little scary. So
Yeah.
that was the challenge for me. Okay, like I'm thinking about this, but at the same time, like what if it were to happen?
Real. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the realness of that incident. I was like, okay.
So, what was there a long preparation for that? Was it a long
That
process?
was actually something I didn't want to touch. So for preparation, it was literally while I was there. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay, I've thought about it,
Right.
but to actually like prepare in, you know, like during my preparation process, I was like, I'm not going to touch too much on that. I'd rather just wait a minute. I mean, I've seen it done before, but to just keep reenacting it, that could be a little bit too heavy for me. So let me wait till I get there. I kind of have an idea where I want to go with it,
right.
and then I will, you know, I'll do it there.
And that's important. And I remember you and I talked about that, you know, like just like off camera, you know, just kind of making sure, you know, certain scenes, like even, you know, the scene that, you know, for you at the end, you know, just kind of, you know, not wanting to tap into anything that's too real. You know what I'm saying? So like whatever emotions y'all gave, it fit. It was perfect, you know? So, and that kind of was that's what I was going to ask too, like as a director, because, you know, for me, I can be at times, you know, a perfectionist. You know, that's a gift and a curse. But I know I also am one that if I'm going to pull out of me, then I try to pull the best out of you. So it's like, you know, were there times, you know, where, you know, maybe I was cutting that line, you know,
Right.
and that's fine. That's fair, right? Because it's all about creating, right? But it's also knowing, you know, for me as a director, you know, a new director, right? Like, you know, where I can grow and, you know, where I could be better.
Okay. So, did you have any challenging scenes?
Yes, I did. Quite a few. Like I said, like this was my first like ever real like acting experience. So like a
Wow,
lot of this stuff was
amazing,
very new.
amazing,
For me, you
yes.
know? But obviously, you know, the end scene was definitely very hard. There were also like a few scenes where like me and her would have to argue. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be so awkward
Yeah,
because I have
it
to
was.
argue with someone and we're arguing about something that me and her really don't even know if we really,
Right.
like, you know, it's not a real argument.
Right, it's
So
not.
like-
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So it would be stuff like that where
Right.
I'm like, okay, now I got to like channel in my head, like I'm talking to someone that's annoying me in real life, but it's
Right.
not them. So, but yeah.
I guess that could be kind of challenging. I never really thought about that. You know, when you make up these little scripts and you have people arguing, and if they're friendly or with each other,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
to argue with somebody that you cool with and to make it up is kind of difficult, I guess. Yeah,
I
never really
totally
thought-
forgot that this was your first. That was your first.
Yeah, it's
acting.
amazing.
It was
And
crazy.
Haseen. Shout out to Haseen again.
Right,
Yeah.
shout out to Haseen,
Y'all,
right.
y'all really
Yeah.
did a good job with this for y'all being your first time around the block. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
that's crazy. Yeah. So you have a question you wanted to ask?
They kind of filled in a lot of you know, what I was like, you know, gonna ask, especially Karlejandra, who was talking about like emotions and tapping into like, you know, feelings or whatever. Like for me, that again, just kind of tapping into that. That's where I didn't really want to push the button, but I wanted to kind of see how far we could go. So again, shout out to that. Like I guess the overall experience of filmmaking, right? Like we had some long days, long nights, days that went into nights. How was that? Like how was that experience for y'all?
Cause remember we did 7 scenes in one day. You remember that Sunday,
Man.
and it rained.
It was great. You
Yeah.
know, like get it done.
Yeah.
I've been on set for 16 hours before, so I was like,
Yeah, we applaud y'all patience. 'Cause
Yeah.
that Sunday was crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to the crew too. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like Q, Carlton,
Yep.
Rex, all those
Rob.
guys, Rob, who
Yeah.
definitely, what I'm saying, put a hand in
Sure.
helping making this like like everybody who that was a part of this was huge and big. So I definitely want to make sure give them some love.
So y'all didn't have any problem with the long days or some of the set days and things like that? Y'all were cool with that?
No.
I feel like there was this one day
Mhm.
where we were filming a long time, and it was when we were filming the scene at Reggie's house,
Mhm.
and I was just so hungry. that I was like, can we please wrap up, or can someone give me like a bagel or something? Like,
Wait, is that how the peach got in that shot? Is that how the peach got in that
Yes.
breakfast scene? Because somebody was feeding
we were
her?
just so hungry. So I was like, can I actually like eat this?
Right.
They're like, yeah, you can eat it. I'm like, okay, great.
Yo, shout out to that. Yo, future reference, you definitely can like tap in, let James know. I need a hunger break. I need a food break. We'll definitely break you. I do not want to work you for hunger.
Because I'm trying to remember now. Did the peach get into the final shot?
Yeah, the peach was in the final shot.
It's in the final shot,
Yeah,
is
the peach is in the shot. She
Okay.
comes outside with the peach.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, she does. Okay. Yeah, I just remembered that when you said that. Because she was standing outside. I was like, why do you have a peachy in? Because it wasn't in the script. But we wrote it in, yeah. No, it's filmmaking can be long on sets. And, you've been there before. 16 hours is sometimes a normal, and we applaud people's patience to get things right. It's a lot of things you got to do on set, moving cameras and camera angles, lighting, and and I'm glad that I was able to capture some of the behind the scenes that we did as far as creating lights, like we did in your living room or the kitchen area, how that even came about. Like you said, shout out to the crew because it looks good in y'all scene that y'all did at the dinner table. It looks really good. It kind of like the lights going down type thing. It's good. So I'm excited for everyone to.
Oh, I thought you was going to go in the show in that.
No.
Oh.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Do you think I have that?
I thought you had it.
I thought you brought it.
Didn't you say you uploaded it?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Would y'all like to see a clip of the movie?
I would love to.
All right, so let's see what we can do. Andrew, you have anything back there you want to play for us? A little clip. All right, let's enjoy this clip of Sisters real quick.
Hey, thanks for cleaning up the room.
How was work?
Work was fine. Nothing at the room and dustpan can handle.
Yeah, well, just be grateful you have a job.
Sure. If you call scrubbing walls and cleaning grown people's shit all day a job, I mean, Mr. Jordan lives to clean grown people's shit and gets pissy when I don't scrub a fucking floor.
Watch your language. And besides, Mr. Jordan is an honest man making an honest living. You should be grateful he even gave you behind a job. And that I even helped your lazy behind out this morning and gave you a ride. Because, oh my God, I gotta wake up early to catch the bus? Life is so hard and blah, 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 blah.
That is not how I sound.
That's exactly how you sound when the lazy syndrome kicks in. Every time it requires you to do some work.
I am not lazy. I stay up all night studying monologues.
Ooh, so that's what you're doing.
So, there is this audition tomorrow.
Casey.
At the Kimmel Center. Doors open at 8, and if I can be the first in line, I promise I can make it to work on time.
You said that the last time. And the last time. And the time before that. And I'm sure Mr. Jordan has you on a short leash.
Screw Mr. Jordan. I'm the only person who could get to clean grown people's shit anyways.
All I know is you better have your half of the rent this month. Casey, you need to work. Especially while I'm on probation. Okay, they pay pennies while I'm training, but as long as you hold up your end, we can maintain.
You know, you're starting to sound a lot like mom and dad.
I'm serious, Casey. Get your shit together.
Well, there you have it. Our first look at sisters.
Wow.
What y'all think?
Oh my gosh. Well, first the visuals look really good.
Yeah.
Just amazing the way the editing and everything was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just really, really nice to just see like the piece on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so different, like going through all the days of like filming and seeing like the work of art come to life.
Right.
It's really, really like heartwarming.
But I mean, for this your first time, what does that really feel like though? To see yourself like that's me.
It's like,
That's it. We want to dig into that.
yeah, like low key, I want to just say, "Mama, I made it."
Right, right. Mama made it.
Yo,
Okay.
I just want to piggyback off of that because this is not my first short film, but it's my first short film being shown.
Mm-hmm.
So like when we, went last week to see it on the big screen,
Mm-hmm.
it was just like, I don't know if I've still like properly like, even celebrated, let alone like it hit me. You know what I mean? It probably won't until like premiere night,
Mm-hmm.
but just kind of seeing it on the big screen is like, yo, like we made this. I made this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's something to it that's really like special.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing it. So yeah, definitely I can relate to, what you feel.
Angie, what's your thoughts on it?
I could definitely see the energy of both characters. Like, Casey's like carefreeness, and
Right.
Stacy's like, okay, girl, if you don't get your stuff together now, like,
Right.
I could definitely sense like, okay, who's the dynamic of the relationship, and I like to see that. Like, Alexis, you did an amazing job. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still looking at it like, wow, this is her first time.
It's crazy.
Did that, girl.
It's crazy. Even though we did have, just to give y'all a backstory a little bit, we did have rehearsals and stuff before each scene, but y'all didn't spend a lot of time together. Like y'all didn't know each other prior or anything like that. And remember when we did the first table read, you wasn't available, and we had Lenor jumped in.
Yeah.
And did the
Shout out
reading for
Lenor.
yeah. So then y'all had the second table read. That was the first time y'all met. But y'all glued together so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's what made us have cyber conversations about y'all. Like, yeah, we got good ones. Like this is gonna be good. We knew it was gonna be good. We felt the energy when y'all finally got together. It may have been a little roller coaster, but we got it together, and the outcome is phenomenal.
Any future projects for either of you coming up?
Not for me. I am transitioning into directing, so hopefully this year you will see my first directorial debut.
Listen, I don't mind jumping in front of the camera. So
Oh,
if you,
Noted.
Little
All
baby-
right.
baby-
no,
baby
well, good
Denzel.
luck with that, though. Good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
You have anything that you're getting ready to produce?
I got some ideas.
Okay,
There,
okay.
so, yeah.
Cool. Well, let us know if you ever need any help
Oh, sure thing.
producing it.
Sure thing.
Definitely. We'll definitely would like to work with you again on either side of the camera.
Love it.
What about you? You got anything coming up?
As far as acting, not necessarily, but I am putting forth more like stuff for my podcast.
Okay.
So that's something I've been getting really big into.
Mhm.
And hopefully more short films in the future.
So you do want to continue down this line of being an actress?
I do. I think it's so fun, like
Yeah.
getting to like play other characters and
Mhm.
stuff like that. This is something I've always wanted to try,
Mm-hmm.
and I finally got to. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, well, I'm seeing that it's actually going really well. It's
Mhm.
fun. I enjoy it. So why not like see where it takes
So
me?
Angie, what do you like about being an actress?
And that's what I was going to ask.
I know, I heard
was
you.
like,
I
yo,
heard you.
did we even ask them
Yeah, I know, right?
what inspired them to be actresses?
Yeah. What was the?
Okay, so my whole thing is, all right, I work really good under pressure. I'm a really shy person in real life.
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm dead serious.
You are.
I'm really a shy
Right.
person in real life.
She's acting, y'all.
I'm really like a shy girl.
Okay.
Maybe I carry it well, but yeah,
Right.
I've been shy my whole life. So to just jump into another person's personality, it's like, okay, girl, it's do or die. You got to do it. So everything's.
So it's like a
takes-
creative challenge for you.
Yeah,
almost.
it's a creative challenge. Yeah, so it's like do it or die. And
Right.
I'm like, I love that. That just
Swim or sink. That's what they
yeah,
say.
I just love it.
Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to that. That's what that's what Be Lion is about. Like you got to be courageous. You got to be fearless.
Yeah.
You have to be inspired. Step out. I can relate to a degree. Like not necessarily shy, but just at one point afraid of whether my ideas were going to stick or whether my creativity was going to be like. And then it was just like, what the hell if anybody likes it? If I like it and I can properly put it together, then why not? So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
What about you, Alexis? What inspired you to be an actress?
Honestly, a couple things. I will say the first thing would have to definitely be representation. Obviously there's not a lot of people that I see on screen that have like different skin pigmentations and stuff like that. Especially like, me having this beautiful birthmark on my face.
Yes, it is.
Have a birthmark
Unique.
on your face?
Unique.
Yes, but
Unique.
I just think that, being able to see more unique people, also just the fun part of just in capturing a different story
Right.
that can also relate back to yourself. I mean, there's times where you want to just get away from reality, and I feel like acting is that opportunity of getting away.
Yeah.
You get to play someone else's life for once and just forget about your own.
Oh,
So
right,
it's
yeah.
really, really
I
nice.
hear that a lot. It's funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the things that kind of inspired me just to get into the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, acting, directing, or just the energy itself, get into your imagination, into your mind. It's an escape.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there was a lot of things sometimes growing up, and that's a whole nother show and conversation that, the imagination helped me to escape and just to kind of live in another reality. And so when you match that to being able to write, direct, act, and, it definitely, puts you in a different
That's
world
one of the things I
almost.
really love too in this industry. How we can just come up with things and create them and then make them exist. It's like dreaming. We all dream at night. If we can make our dreams reality, then we have a movie, right? So, so that's one of the things I like, and I think we all have creative minds here of the same way of how we think about the passion that we have for this industry. Same as the name of the show, the industry. But
What about you? What you got coming up?
I'm just still directing on the Kiki web series. I'm still directing that.
Shout out to
producing that.
DeAndre, Kiki.
Yeah, shout out to DeAndre. And doing this TV show, just trying to grow. And that's what we all do in the industry. We all just grow together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Ooh, and one more thing. I just also released a song. It dropped on Spotify.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what's the name? Whoa. Go ahead. Plug that in.
Life Goes On by Alexis Drew.
Oh, okay. Yo, look that up.
Spotify.
Look
yeah,
that up.
yeah. Hold on. Yes,
Look that up.
This now.
Yeah, I get y'all folks to look that up.
Definitely
Yeah.
gotta look that up.
You want to sing a little bit of it now? Put on the spot. Yeah, she gonna come on. Give me a line or two. Come on.
No, it's like
We're gonna
I'm only
go
gonna sing a little snippet, but
Okay.
it goes
We'll
like
end the show with this.
I'm a neo soul artist.
Okay.
I'm very nervous, but life goes on, life goes, life goes, life goes on. That's like the hook or the chorus.
Okay.
But I want people to really tune in. Like the first part, it's really just about like a monologue between me and myself. But yeah.
Okay.
I am so mad. I'm just learning that you sing. Like, I definitely could have
Been on the track.
Well, forget that. We're going to use you. Like, that's so dope. That is so dope.
Thank
and you
you.
sound beautiful.
Thank you.
You have anything coming up? Like any shows, anything like that?
A few shows in the works for the future. Me and my god sister, she's gonna be managing me for a little bit for my music. But we have a few shows local in Philly at some places. So hopefully spreading the word even more and building myself.
Yo,
platform,
plug us in.
so.
Please keep us
Yeah.
posted on that. I'm personally, if you're performing, I'm there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely,
Yes, I
definitely.
would love
If you're
to
there.
see you
No,
there.
Definitely,
yes.
definitely. That is awesome. Yeah. You got a video for that or something?
Coming soon.
All
Very,
right.
very soon. That's in the works.
Nice.
I
We can get
definitely
that done.
wanna-
We can get that done.
definitely want to get into that.
Yeah, so look, I thank y'all so much for being a part of the show today as we recap Sisters and the
you.
making and the creation. Shout out to Reggie for writing this script again. Shout out to y'all too, Angie and Alexis, for acting in this amazing movie. Yeah, anytime, right? I thank y'all all for tuning in. Go support someone today. Support someone in the industry. Watch a movie or something. And until the next time, I'm James Winborn, your host. Y'all have a good day.
Stay groovy, y'all.